Hello, hello. We are back again. And I have four books tonight. So we're going to do one book in one video. Then we're going to do three in another because it's a series. Make sure this is working because sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, so for my first book, I actually have it in copy. So for my first book, we read Year One by Nora Roberts. I love Nora Roberts. I read a trilogy of hers a couple years ago, and since then I've fallen in love with her. So this is a trilogy as well, and it is. Oops. This is book two is Of Blood and Bone, and book three is The Rise of Magics trilogy. Um, this was a pull from my TBR Wrapped, and I started it months ago. Let's see, I started this book on 2 months ago. I started this book. So it took me 2 months to actually read it because I've been reading so many different books right now. So I finally sat down and finished it over the last week so that I can unwrap more books. So I unwrapped this book, which I immediately put in my giveaway pile because I'm not interested. Soulmate by Rosamund Smith. I'm just not interested. Anyways, to the review. 1 second. Sorry about that. I have Chitrun running around the house. So, review of Nora Roberts, Year One, Book One. This book was very fast paced, very easy to read, easy to follow. At first, you follow several different storylines, and then they kind of all become one. Um, and it's just amazing. You there's so many different characters in this book. So you follow a couple different groups. So you have Arliss and Fred, who are news reporters in New York, um, who meet up with a man named Chuck, and they go on their journey. Chuck is a hacker who's supplying Arliss with information about the plague that's happening in this book. So at the beginning of the book, there is a family vacation, and they unlock a curse that's been kind of suppressed throughout history. So that is unsuppressed and released from that one family, and it kills millions, billions of people. So, like 80% of the population is gone. So, you follow Fred and Arliss, who are reporters, and Chuck. And then you follow Lana or Lena, I don't really know, and Max, who are witches, which they're witches before the plague. And then you follow, excuse me, Jonah and Rachel and Katie, who has twins, and they rescued an abandoned baby out of the NICU. So they're the other group. Eventually, they all merge into this little town called New Hope, and they are trying to rebuild after the plague. So, along with the plague, magic is released. And so, people who have magical bloodlines that were suppressed are now unlocked. And so, there's fairies, there's witches, there's werewolves, shapeshifters, nymphs, all sorts of different magical creatures that are now on the world. There's a good and there's bad. They're calling the magical people uncannies. And there's a religious group that are after the uncannies. However, the uncannies are split into two groups, the good and the bad. And so the bad ones are also hunting down and killing the good ones and killing and raping and just savaging the human race. And so, like, not only are you trying to rebuild, but you're also running and fighting for your life. Make it make sense. Um, and so you just follow that. It is very dystopian esque, but like fantasy at the same time. Also, you follow. Okay, so Lana, whatever. Um, she has a secret, and this secret is key to, I'm assuming, saving the world. Which I'm not going to read the next two books just yet. I decided that I want to continue unwrapping books, so I'm just going to make a jar of series that I can just pull, maybe if I'm bored of that, or I don't know. At this point, I don't know. So I'm unsure how the rest of the series will go, but I did rate this book a 5. And let's just read the the caption. Yeah. Okay. So this was created in or published in December of 2017. A stunning new novel from the New York #1 best time selling author Nora Roberts. Year one is an epic of hope and horror, chaos and magic, and a journey that will unite a desperate group of people to fight the battle of their lives. It began on New Year's Eve. The sickness came on suddenly and spread quickly. The fear spread even faster. Within weeks, everything people counted on began to fail them. The electrical grid sputtered, law and government collapsed, and more than half of the world's population was decimated. Where there had been order, there was now chaos. And as the power of science and technology receded, magic rose up in its place. Some of it is good, like the witchcraft work by Lana Bingham, practicing in the loft apartment she shares with her lover Max. Some of it is unimaginably evil, and it can lurk anywhere around a corner, in fetid tunnels beneath the river, or in the ones you know and love the most. As word spreads that neither the immune nor the gifted are safe from the authorities who patrol the ravaged streets, and with nothing left to count on but each other, Lana and Max make their way out of a wrecked New York City at the same time other travelers are heading west, too, into the new frontier. Chuck, a tech genius, is trying to hack his way through a world gone offline. Arliss, a journalist who has lost her audience but uses pen and paper to record the truth. Fred, her young colleague, possessed of burgeoning abilities and an optimism that seems out of place in this bleak landscape, and Rachel and Jonah, a resourceful doctor and a paramedic who fend off despair with their determination to keep a young mother and 3 infants in their care alive. In a world of survivors where every stranger encountered could be either a savage or a savior, none of them knows exactly where they're heading or why. But a purpose awaits them, and that will shape their lives and the lives of all of those who remain. And the end has come, beginning comes next. It's so good. I will always scream from the rooftop for Nora Roberts. I love her. I'm trying to remember the other Nora Roberts book that I read. It was so good. Let's see. I think I read it in 2025, so let's just take a look. It was. No, I did not read it in 2025. I cannot remember what it was called, but it was so good. I'll have to look and update you guys on that one. Anyways, we are now going to review the next series that I started, which is 11 books. So yeah. Bye.